Good morning, and thank you all for being here today. As stated, my name is Nichola Hines. I am the former chair for the governing board of the Office of Inspector General and Ethics Office. The Office of Inspector General was created to bring real accountability, transparency, and ethical governance and oversight to Atlanta's government. It was established in 2020 in response to a history of corruption, fraud, and abuse that had cost the city not only financially, but in public trust. Atlanta had the opportunity to set a new standard, one where independent oversight could prevent misconduct before it took root, ensuring that the city government worked for the people, not personal or political gain. From its inception, the OIG was meant to be independent, insulated from political interference, and empowered to do the job it was designed to do: investigate wrongdoing, expose waste, uphold integrity of the Atlanta government. But instead of protecting and strengthening this office, we have watched its authority and independence systematically chipped away. The very office that was created to prevent corruption is now being undermined by the very powers it was meant to hold accountable. If anyone needs a reminder of why this office mattered, look no further than cases like the former CFO, Jimmy Beard, where ethical lapses and criminal misconduct were allowed to continue unchecked for far too long. This is why an independent and fully empowered Inspector General is essential. But rather than strengthening this office, the administration and some members of this council have worked tirelessly to strip it down, dilute its independence, and control its leadership. Let's be clear, this is not about one piece of legislation. This is a pattern of behavior. Instead of addressing real concerns, like repeating roadblocks placed in front of the Office of Inspector General to prevent it from, preventing roadblocks placed in front of the Office of Inspector General to prevent it from carrying out its work, the administration has chosen to redirect the conversation, shape the narrative through selective influence, and deflect the course issued at hand. Rather than engaging in honest discussion about the independence of the OIG, there has been a concerted effort to influence internal voices and leverage external organizations that should be standing up for strong oversight and good governance. Instead of focusing on the actual threats to accountability and transparency, we have seen silence from some and misplaced attentions from others, shifting the debate away from the very real and pressing concerns about ethical governance in Atlanta. The focus should be on ensuring that this office remains independent and effective, not on protecting political interests or avoiding difficult but necessary conversations. This administration is blinded by ego, so focused on immediate political satisfaction that they are failing to consider the long-term consequences of their actions. The question we must ask ourselves is this: do they even want an Office of Inspector General beyond a name of office? Or is the goal to weaken it, control it, and make sure it never has the ability to truly function as intended as the charter states? I stand here today deeply disappointed, not just as the former chair of this board, but as someone who's lived in the city for 12 years and has served the city for 8.5 years. 3 of those half years, I have been working on making the Office of the Inspector General stronger, independent, and a model for the rest of this country. Atlanta had the chance to be the gold standard when it comes to the Office of Inspector General. This office is the newest Inspector General office in the country. There are only 13 others like it. And Atlanta could have been the shining example, a beacon of how cities can hold themselves accountable. But instead, we are watching its independence being chipped away piece by piece. What could have been a model of transparency and ethical governance is being reduced to a shell of what it was meant to be. Atlanta deserves better. The people of the city deserves better. And I sincerely hope that those empowered choose to do what is right today. Not for themselves, not for their political legacies, but the integrity of the city and the future of this office.